thoughts I've been having recently are like, what drives so much, which pretty much drives almost everything in the world, I think, is like, we look at the world and we see things that don't exist. We see these voids, and it's just like, and at some point or another, it's either someone sees it and says, you know what, this should be here, and it's not here, and so, it's either you to take it on and create it, or someone else comes along and sort of fills that void and creates it. So what is it about shoots, where you're sort of seeing something that doesn't already exist, and you want to kind of take this on and put it out into the world?
Well, I think one aspect is our cast. It's the fact that we have Latino leads in non-stereotypical roles. It's just, it's roles that could be played by, anyone. They just so happen to be Latino, which is nice to have a diverse cast, all across the board. Vikram, one of the other main characters, is played by Karthik, and even down
with the web series, it was that way too, where the two actors that we had cast in Parents, and as parents, both of them had said thank you, because they're like, this is the first time I get to play a scientist. This is the first time I get to play that. They both had accents, and she wasn't playing hot Latina. It was just like that kind of thing, I think, was very much appreciated, where they got to do something that was different, and we kind of took that on into the new project, into the feature as well, wanting to give them interesting roles and that aren't the stereotype.
Yeah, so I think it's finding roles that people don't necessarily always get to play, but doesn't look out of place either. It's not like, oh, I don't believe that person has that. It's just, this is what you're seeing more day to day in real life, is these different type of things. We have Amanda cast as, this brilliant person from the future, who's, kind of more serious. She's a blonde, and blondes sometimes get typecast as well into certain roles.
She asked us if she was going to have to dye her hair. We're like, no, you could be a blonde and be smart.
Like, she has to become the serious brunette, but that's not the case at all. We're trying to, keep it different. So I think one aspect that's important to us about shoots is that cast aspect. The other thing is just, it's a cool concept, because again, it goes back to the lo-fi sci-fi, and what we're looking at isn't, a period piece going back to the 50s, but, going back, if you could go back 2 years ago, what does that mean? Like, what if you could change that? And, it's looking at those ideas of, how much control do we have? Like, man, that it's okay because it happened for a reason. But then, why should I keep trying if everything happens for a reason? And finding that balance in people who go through these tough situations. How do they find that peace and at the same time keep having that drive? And that's really what the story is about, and what these characters are going through. And I think that's the part that interests me most about the story. Why I really want to tell it is those ideas.